your quiz. I'm not yet done checking your quiz. So, once done naman and available si Charmel dito sa school, I can give her back the test paper para kahit papaano, meron pa din kayong ma-review for the upcoming finals exam. That's by next week, yung mababalik ko yung quiz ninyo. And next week will be your finals exam. So speaking of finals exam, this chapter is also included in your finals exam. So to formally start our discussion for this chapter, we have 5 learning objectives. Number 1, to explain the relationship between the density and specific gravity, to derive the pressure depth relationship and apply it in the analysis of physical situations, to state Pascal's principle and describe how it is used in practical applications, to relate the concept of buoyant forces and Archimedes' principle, and to describe the fluid flow and use the equation of continuity and the Bernoulli's principle to explain common effect. So, meron po ba ditong familiar sa Archimedes' principle, Bernoulli's principle, Pascal's law? Mga senior high, na-encounter na ba yung mga terms na ito? Ayan. So for this, nasa university setting tayo, expect more complicated problem solving din. Pero iisa lang naman yung pina-follow natin na concept, nung senior high nyo at saka ngayon. For others naman po, so this will be a long chapter, compared to chapter 5 and 6. So, that we need to understand. As mentioned nga po, this is a long chapter. Therefore, mahati siya into 2 to 3. I think, hahatiin ko siya into 3 discussions. 3 discussions para hindi ganun kabilis yung facing and meron pa naman tayong time. So, first discussion is today. The next discussion natin will be 2 discussions next week. Since meron tayong tatlo, the other one, I will give that to you for you to review for your finals exam, as well as for you to finish all the requirements needed to pass po ninyo sa subject natin. So, in everyday language, people tend to people tend to think of the word fluid as liquids only. Parang 'pag narinig ng mga tao yung fluids, ang pumapasok sa isip nila agad is liquid. However, in engineering language, when we talk about fluids, we are talking about both liquids and gases. So, the defining characteristics of a fluid is that it continuously deforms under an applied shear stress, no matter how small the stress is. So, sinasabi lang dito, the difference between a solid and a fluid is that kapag po solid, nire-resist niya pa yung shear stress, nire-resist niya pa yung force. Therefore, ang effect lang sa kanya kapag nag-apply tayo ng small forces is that nade-deform siya. Sometimes the object does not move to its position. However, when it comes to fluids, mapa liquids and gas, even the slightest force, even the slightest shear stress ang exert po natin, magkakaroon siya ng continuous deformation or flow, and it moves away. Unlike sa solid na nade-deform lang sila. Again, a substance exists in 3 primary phases. We have solids, liquids, and gas. Since liquids and gas are categorized as fluids po, therefore, we can say that we have 2 primary phases. We have the solids and the fluids. Again, a substance in the liquid phase or gaseous phase are referred to as fluids. Distinction between a solid and a fluid is made on the basis of the substance's ability to resist an applied shear stress that tends to change its shape. Again, sabi ko nga, when it comes to solids po, nire-resist niya yung stress. Therefore, nagkakaroon lang ng konting deformation when it comes to its shape. However, kapag fluids, continuous yung deformation or yung flow. Additionally, in solid, stress is proportional to strain, But in fluids po, mapa-liquids or gases, stress is proportional to strain rate. 'Di ba, last chapter we have discussed, all about solid. Kapag tayo ay nag-exert ng force sa atin pong solid, there can be, 3 changes po. Depending na lang sa magiging effect po ng force na in-apply natin. There is a change in length sa ating object, there can be a change in volume, and there can be a change in shape po. So here naman are the differences between our fluids. On the left side of the lecture notes, you can see all about liquids, and on the right side, we can see all about gases. Liquid po are difficult to compress and sometimes are incompressible. It occupies a fixed volume and has a free surface. Opposite naman nun si gas. Si gas naman po, easily to compress. It has no fixed volume and no free surface is formed. So that's the main difference between liquids and gases. Again, liquids are incompressible, occupies a fixed volume, and has a free surface that is formed. While in gases naman, these are easily to compress, no fixed volume, and there are no free surface formed. Any questions, clarifications po for the concepts mentioned? Okay, now, before we answer problems po, so let's talk about first the fluid properties, the different essential fluid properties. The first one is density. Density is denoted by the symbol rho, this one. And this is the mass per unit volume of a fluid. Based on the definition itself, we can obtain the formula for density that is equals to mass over volume. Most common unit for density is kilograms per cubic meter, wherein mass is in kilograms and volume is measured into cubic meter. Another common unit for density is grams per cubic centimeter. So water is much denser than air. That's why daw po it feels heavier to carry a bucket of water than a bucket of air. Then the density of a substance in general depends on temperature and pressure. And the relationship between density, temperature, and pressure is this. The density is proportional to pressure and inversely proportional to temperature. Ibig sabihin po, kung meron tayong increasing density or high density, therefore meron din tayong high pressure than low temperature. Again, that is proportional to pressure and inversely proportional to temperature. So sa table naman po na ito, we have 4-column table po. These are the density of some common substances in kilograms per cubic meter. The first and third column are the list of the common substances or materials that we have. And the second and fourth column are the density in kilograms per cubic meter. For those na wala pa pong lecture note, kindly screenshot this one since we are going to get some information here to answer the problems later on. Then sabi dito, to obtain the densities in grams per cubic centimeter, simply divide by 10 raised to 3. 10 raised to 3 po, ayan po yung shortcut method kapag ginamitan natin siya ng dimensional analysis. So if hindi kayo satisfied with dividing by 10 raised to 3, you can convert kilograms per cubic meter to grams per cubic centimeter using dimensional analysis. Same answer lang po yung kakalabasan. Again, that's our first formula for today. Density is equals to mass over volume. Next naman po, next essential fluid property is specific gravity. Specific gravity is defined as the ratio of the weight density of a fluid to the weight density of a standard fluid. Again, specific gravity is the ratio between um, the density of our specific fluid versus the density of our standard fluid. So, since this is a ratio po, therefore our specific gravity is dimensionless or unitless. Kasi makakancel out lang po yung unit. Tatandaan niyo, for a liquid, the standard fluid is water, and for a gas, the standard fluid is air. Again, for liquid, the standard fluid is water, and for air, the standard, and for gas, the standard fluid is air. Next fluid property is viscosity. Viscosity, think of it as a fluid friction or thickness. Ito po yung kapal ng isang liquid or fluid, ano. So, sabi, additionally, this refers to resistance of fluid to flow or change in shape. Bakit po siya resistance of fluid to flow? Kasi po, sa pagkapal ng ating pong fluid, sa paghirap niya pag-flow, ano, the more difficult it flows. Tama, kung iko-compare mo yung oil sa bahay ninyo, a bottle of oil na medyo empty na, to a bottle of ketchup na paubos na din po. Ano, kung ihuhulog niyo siya, ano, kung ihuhuho niyo siya, ano, 'di ba mas mabilis mag-flow yung oil compare sa ketchup. Bakit? Kasi mas thick yung consistency ni ketchup compare sa oil. Ano, ibig sabihin po, the thicker the fluid is, the lesser its ability to flow. The lighter the fluid is, the higher its ability to flow naman po. Na-visualize niyo ba? Nakakasunod? Formula naman tayo, ano. Again, our first formula for the day is density is equals to mass over volume. The second formula for this day is shear stress is equals to coefficient of dynamic viscosity multiplied by strain rate. Again, this is shear stress. This is measured in Pascal or Newton per meter squared. This is coefficient of dynamic viscosity or fluid viscosity. This is measured in Pascal second. And ito naman pong y ay shear rate. This is measured in S negative 1 or per second. Again, that's our second formula for today. That's shear stress is equals to dynamic viscosity or fluid viscosity multiplied by shear rate. Again, shear stress is measured in Pascal or Newton per meter squared. Dynamic viscosity is measured in Pascal second, and shear rate is measured in seconds negative 1 or per second. Next, we have next essential property is pressure. Pressure is denoted by the symbol letter P. Ano? P. This is the amount of force exerted per unit area. Again, this is the amount of force exerted per unit area. So, from the definition itself, you can get the formula for pressure that is equals to force over area. Tatandaan nyo, magagamit lamang natin tong force over area po na formula to get the pressure if the force is in Newton and our area is in meter squared. Tapos po, ang unit po dapat ng pressure ay Pascal or Newton per meter squared. Nakakasunod po ba? So we have three categories of pressure here. Number one is atmospheric pressure. This is denoted by the symbol PATM. Atmospheric pressure is the pressure of the Earth's surface or the pressure at the bottom of the sea. Again, this is the pressure of the Earth's atmosphere or the pressure at the bottom of the sea. So normal atmospheric pressure at sea level is 1 atm. 1 atmospheric pressure po ang normal atmospheric pressure. And this is equivalent to 101,325 Pascal. This is also equivalent to 1.013 millibar. This is also equals to 1013 bar and also equals to 14.70 pounds per inches squared or PSI. Again, this is the normal atmospheric pressure and it's equivalent to other units. Next naman natin is a gauge pressure. This is denoted by the symbol PG. Gauge pressure naman po is the pressure relative to atmospheric pressure. This is positive daw po for pressures above atmospheric pressure. Again, this is positive if above PATM. And negative naman po yung PG natin for pressures lower than atmospheric pressure. And lastly, we have absolute pressure. Absolute pressure is denoted by the symbol PABS. This is denoted by the symbol PABS. So, absolute pressure by definition is the summation between gauge pressure and the atmospheric pressure. So, in mathematical expression, we can say that PABS is equals to PG plus PATM. Kasi summation nga siya between gauge pressure and atmospheric pressure. So, for example daw, meron kang given na gauge pressure na 34 PSI. Hinahanap sa atin ang absolute pressure. So, to get the absolute pressure, PABS is equals to PG natin ay 34 PSI. Again, ang common atmospheric pressure natin is 1 atm and ang equivalent niya to PSI ay 14.7. Therefore, for a 34 PSI object po, ang PABS niya ay 48.7 PSI. Malinaw po ba? Questions, clarifications? How about the others po? Now, it's time for us to proceed with our computation. So kindly go to page number 281 of your lecture notes for those students who have their lecture notes with you guys. So you can see the example problem number 1 and 2. So, si 1 muna tayo. Sabi po dyan, find the mass and the weight of the air in a living room at 20 degrees Celsius with a 4 meter by 5 meter floor and a ceiling of 3 meter high. Letter A, we are tasked to find the mass and weight of the air. And for letter B, we are tasked to find the mass and the weight of an equal volume of water. So for this chapter po, just like any other chapter, problem itself. By understanding the problem kasi you can list down the given correctly and identify what is being asked to you guys. Then i-observe yung mga given. Does it follow the required unit para ma-substitute sa atin pong formula? If yes, you may proceed with the computation. If no, you need to use dimensional analysis for you to be able to convert to your desired unit. Then stop po tayo mag-solve. Ano? So, with this example number 1, ano yung mga given na meron tayo? What are the given provided to us by the problem? Ano, I hope na screenshot na ng mga wala pa pong lecture note. Okay. First and foremost, we have a given temperature. Ano, may nakita kayo diyang degree Celsius. Diga ang may unit lang naman na degree Celsius ay temperature. So, we have temperature na 20 degrees Celsius. Sabi ni Leandro, we have the dimensions. We have our length, our width, and our height. For our length, that's 4 meters. For our width, that's 5 meters. And for the height, that's 3 meters. Ano po? Binanggit daan sa ating pong problem that we are talking about two fluids. We have the water and the air. And since mayroong binigay na may binigay sa ating fluids, therefore babalik tayo doon sa table na provide po kanina. Yung may list of densities for common substances. Makukuha niyo po doon si density ng dalawang fluid na binanggit, which is density ni air at saka po density ni water. We have, for density ng air, that's 1.2 kilograms per cubic meter. And for density ng water, that's 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter. 1,000 or 1 times 10 raised to the third power. Ano? Again, dapat dito pa lang sa pag-identify ng given, kayo ay tatama na. Now, we need to identify our unknown. For letter A, we are tasked to find the mass ng air as well as weight ni air. And for letter B, we are tasked to find the mass ni water and weight ni water. Ano? Okay, sabi ni Mark Joseph, we have gravitational force or acceleration due to gravity na 9.81 meter per second squared. Okay po ba? Nakakasunod ang lahat? Eh, so need pa po yung volume daw. Ano? Kasi, ano ba yung gagamitin nating working formula for letter A? Ano yung gagamitin nating working formula to get yung mass ni air? No. We're going to use the first formula po na tinuro ni Mi. Since meron tayong density na nakuha natin sa density table natin, we can use the formula density is equals to mass over volume. Ano, we can derive a formula for mass na density times volume. We have mass ni air is equals to density ni air multiplied by volume. Meron tayong density ni air, wala pa tayong volume. Ang meron pa lang tayo ay dimensions. So, need pa po natin kunin si volume. Volume, sa geometry nyo, ano yung formula to get the volume? Basic geometry. Volume is equals to length times width times height po. Ano, so substituting the values of our dimensions po, we have 4 meters by 5 meters by 3 meters. Ang volume natin is 60 cubic meters. Now, since meron na tayong volume, we can substitute na the given to our working formula. Again, for mass ni air, we have density ng air multiplied by the volume. Ang density ni air po, as written in the table po, is 1.2 kilograms per cubic meter multiplied by the volume na 60 cubic meter. Makukuha na po natin agad-agad ang ating mass ni air that is equals to 72 kilograms. Nakakasunod? For letter E, hinahanap din po sa atin si weight ni air. How do we find the value of the weight ni air? Since meron po tayong mass, we multiply yung mass natin to the gravitational force natin. W is equals to mg. Ano, gamit na gamit natin to kahit nung prelims pa. Ano, ang mass natin ay 72 kilograms multiplied by 9.81 meter per second squared. We have a given weight ni air or obtained value for weight ni air that is equal to 706.32 newtons. That's correct. Since sa letter B, ang hinahanap naman ay mass ni water at weight ni water, gagamitin lang din natin same process. However, sa halip na density ni air, density ni water na ang atin pong gagamitin. Ano? So, we have for letter B, we have density ng water is equals to mass ng water all over to volume. Sabi, same lang daw yung volume. Ano, kung hindi kayo sanay po mag-derive ng formula, pwedeng direct substitution tayo. Try natin. 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter is equals to mass ni water all over to volume. Ay, ang volume natin ay 60. Then we cross multiply atin pong mass ni water is equals to 60,000 kilograms. Pero dapat by now marunong na kayo mag-derive ng formula. Kasi sa derivation sa formula, gagamitan nyo lang naman ng basic math. Hinahanap din po sa atin ang weight ni water. Meron tayong mass ni water, multiply lang natin siya sa acceleration due to gravity. So, meron tayong 60,000 kilograms multiply by 9.81 meter per second squared. Ang weight po ni water is equivalent to 588,600 newtons. Nakakasunod po ba? Zoom out ni Miss ano yung computation para may copy kayo. Questions, clarification, violent reaction. Meron? Naiintindihan po ba ng lahat? Okay. So we can proceed with example problem number 2. Sabi dyan, a fluid with a shear rate of 0.5 per second and a shear stress of 0.76 Newton per meter squared. Tinatanong sa atin dynamic viscosity. With this problem po, what are the given provided to us? So, for the problem stated naman diyan kung ano-ano yung given na meron tayo, ano, sabi diyan we have a shear rate that is equals to 0.5 per second and meron daw po tayong shearing stress or shear stress that is equals to 0.76 Newton per meter squared. Ang tinatanong po sa atin, ano daw yung dynamic viscosity? Ano? This can be denoted as 0.76 Pascal. Okay lang. So, with this one, with the information provided to us, paano natin kukunin yung unknown? What is the formula that we are going to use? Out of the three formulas na binanggit ni Miss, Mrs. Miss. Okay. Mu is equals to shear stress over shear rate. Galing po siya sa ating pong formula na tau is equals to mu gamma. Ano? That is, shear stress is equals to dynamic viscosity multiplied by shear rate. Since si dynamic viscosity ang nawawala, meron tayong shear stress over shear rate. Substituting the values that we have 0.76 Pascal all over 2, 0.5 per second. Ang atin pong sagot ay 1.52 Pascal second. Malinaw po ba? Questions, clarifications? How about the others po? Okay na. Now, proceed tayo with example problem number 3. Turn your lecture notes to the next page po. So we have there the distance amid two pistons is 0.015 millimeters and the viscous fluid flowing through produces a force of 1.2 Newton per square meter to keep those two plates move at a speed of 35 centimeter per second. We need to calculate the fluid viscosity in the middle of the plate. Again, we have the distance amid 2 points is 0.015 millimeters and the viscous fluid flowing through produces a force of 1.2 Newton per square meter to keep these two plates move at a speed of 35 centimeter per second. Calculate the fluid viscosity in the middle of the plate. So with this information, with this problem po, let's identify ano-ano ba yung mga given na meron tayo sa example problem number 3. Ano-ano po yung mga given na meron tayo? Ano, we have the distance between the two piston or the length between the two piston. We have 0.015 millimeters. Sabi ninyo, we have a shear stress kasi Newton per meter squared. Siya ay 1.2 Newton per meter squared. And meron po tayong velocity that is equals to 35 cm per second. Ang hinahanap sa atin ay fluid viscosity. Ano, so before we proceed with any computation, as you can observe po sa atin pong mga given, the units are inconsistent to what is required. Ano, ibig sabihin, you need to use dimensional analysis in order for you to convert these sa atin pong mga desired units. Si millimeters, kailangan natin siya i-turn into meters. So, ang conversion niya ay 1.5 times 10 raised to the negative 5 meters. Again, hindi na inisa-isa ni Miss ang paggamit ng dimensional analysis. Kasi chem nyo pa lang tinuruan na kayong mag-dimensional analysis. Ni-review pa natin yan. Ano po? Next naman, si velocity natin that is given or measured in centimeter per second. Diga for velocity, ang ating pong desired unit ay meter per second. So, kailangan din natin siya i-convert. This is 0.35 meters per second. Yes, Leandro?
Miss, naka-cubic meter po yung inyong shear stress po.
Ay, thank you, Leandro. Sorry. Okay. With this, anong gagamitin ulit nating formula in order to for us to find the unknown? Di po ba isa lang naman yung ating may formula na meron pong dynamic viscosity. Therefore, gagamitin pa din natin ang formula for shear stress that is equals to dynamic viscosity multiplied by shear rate. Ano, may shear stress tayo, ano yung ating dynamic viscosity? Wala tayong shear rate. Ano, pero may velocity tayo at distance. Tama? So, to get the shear rate, we have velocity over distance or velocity over length. Bakit? Kasi yung velocity in meter per second, si distance natin in meter, ang matitira sa atin ay per second na unit. Nakakasunod po ba? Ano, that's why kukunin natin si shear rate using velocity over distance. Substitute natin ang velocity natin ay 0.35 meter per second. Ang distance natin ay 1.5 times 10 raised to negative 5 meters. Again, cancel si meters. Ang matitirang unit sa atin ay per second, which is the unit for shear rate natin. Our shear rate is equals to 23,333.3333 per second. We have mu is equals to stress over shear rate. Substituting the values that we have, ang ating shear stress ay 1.2 Newton per meter squared all over to 23,333.3333 per second. Makukuha na po natin ang dynamic viscosity that is equals to 5.1429 times 10 raised to the negative 5 Pascal second. So, nakakasunod po ba? Pwede Leandro. Ano, pwedeng direct mo na. Ano yung shear stress multiplied by length over velocity ay derived formula. Okay lang. Malinaw po ba sa lahat? Questions, clarifications, violent reaction? Pwede din, Joseph, Mark, ano? Pwede din. Ano, yung matututunan natin ngayon ay basic lang, ano, tip pa lang siya kumbaga ng iceberg natin, ano. Kumbaga sa PE ninyo, eh, warm up pa lang. Ang totoo pa nating discussion will be sa next meeting natin. Dun yung mga ma-apply na natin, dun natin pag-aaralan sa fluid mechanics. Ngayon ay introduction pa lang. Ano, proceed tayo with example problem number 4. Sabi po dyan, in example problem number 1, what is the total downward force on the surface of the floor due to air pressure of 1 atm? Again, in example problem number 1, what is the total downward force on the surface of the floor due to air pressure of 1 atm? So, based dito sa atin pong information sa number 4 na example, ano yung mga given na meron po tayo? We have pressure that is equals to 1 atm. Tama? Sabi ni Leandro, since 1 atm siya, i-convert natin siya into Pascal. That is 101,325 Pascal. Meron na siyang area, that's correct, 20 meters squared. Pero para step by step, kunin natin, sabi in example number 1, ibig sabihin, kung ano pong given sa atin pong problem number 1, given din daw po sa example number 4. So meron din tayo doon temperature na 20 degrees Celsius. Meron po tayo length, width, and height. These are the dimensions. We have 4 meters, 5 meters, and we have 3 meters na dimension. Ano, ang tinatanong po sa atin, ano ang force? Di ba we have the formula pressure is equals to force over area. Therefore, for force, we can obtain it using pressure times area. Ano, 'di ka sabi ko sa inyo magagamit lang natin 'tong working formula na 'to 'pag force ay Newton, kapag ang area ay meter squared, at kapag po ang ating pressure ay Pascal. Therefore, hindi ninyo puwede i-substitute si 1 atm dito. Kailangan i-convert niyo siya into Pascal. So, substituting the values that we have, 101,325 Pascal or Newton per meter squared multiply by area. Ano in your geometry, area is length times width. So, meron tayong 4 meters by 5 meters. So, ang sagot natin for the force, this is equals to 2,026,500 Newton. Yan lang po. Questions? Clarifications? Violent reaction, guys? Malinaw po ba? May tanong? Questions, clarifications, ano? Meron pa diyang natitirang problem si 5 and 6. Si 6 masasagutan lang natin kapag na-tackle na natin yung next topic po. Pero si 5, for you to test your knowledge po to what we have learned today, sasagutan niyo yun sa bahay ninyo. For the reference answer po, the FNet or the net force should be equals to 9,110,130.75 newtons. Kung gusto nyo in exponential form, this is 9.1101 times 10 raised to the 6 newtons. Malinaw po ba? Questions, clarifications to what we have discussed today, guys? Ano, simple pa lang, warm up pa lang. So, by next week, guys, yun na yung ano, medyo complicated problems. Doon na natin aaralin si fluid statics, fluid mechanics, fluid dynamics. Ano, as you can you can browse the lecture notes then pag na-receive ninyo, compare sa mga inaral natin ngayon, medyo complicated po talaga siya. Ano, ang goal natin is matapos siya in 2 meetings, which is matatapos naman po natin. So, I hope yung mga absent today will be present next week kasi siyempre importanteng maintindihan nyo ito. At saka last week na ng discussion natin, ano, yung isang araw pa doon kung matapos natin in 2 meetings na lang yung atin pong discussion, ibibigay ko na yun sa inyo para makapag-review kayo. Tapos sabi ko nga, nabanggit ko na meron tayong ano 'no, take home na experiment. Okey, ang pasahan po nun ay sa atin pong, um, day ng finals exam din po. So kapag na-receive niyo po yung atin pong, para lang dun sa mga hindi nakarinig ano, kahapon. 'Pag na-receive niyo po yung lecture notes ninyo, pumunta po kayo dun sa dulo po. Makikita niyo po diyan yung take home atin pong experiment. We have density tower. 'Di ba supposedly pinagdala ko pa kayo ng chalk kaso hindi na natin siya magagawa, yung projectile motion. Gawa po wala na po tayong face-to-face classes po. So, for your last experiment for this, subject po, you are going to make a density tower. So, this is the application of what we have learned today and what we will learn next week po. So the objective of this experiment lang po is to make colorful layers using liquids of varying density. Then experiment to see which item sinks or float to each layer. Ano? You need to make colorful layers and experiment which layer the item will sink or flow. So meron ditong guide guys ng mga possible na materials that you can use. So for the materials nating fancy, kung ano lang po yung available sa inyo pong mga bahay. For example, walang maple syrup sa inyong bahay, hindi naman siya common 'di ba sa Philippines. So you search or you look for other liquids that you can use. So ang gagawin niyo po is you are going to make a density tower consisting of 8 liquids. Ano, 8 po. So, depende na lang po sa inyo. So, ganito yung final output. 8 lang guys ha, 8 liquid lang. So, for example, you chose water, oil, soy sauce, ano, gano'n. Halimbawa naman kapag pare-parehas ang kulay, water, alcohol, yung rubbing alcohol at gin, alcohol na iniinom, 'di ka pare-parehas sila. Hindi niyo po sila puwedeng gamitin in one ng sabay-sabay po unless you dye the two, unless you dye the other. Para po may distinction kayo, alin ba yung alcohol, alin ba yung gin, alin ba yung water. Ha? Kailangan i-dye ninyo ng food color lang, para lang ma-determine ninyo. Then po again, 8 different liquids po, then 7 na gamit po, 7. Yung 7 na gamit po, depende lang din kung anong available sa mga bahay ninyo. For example, takip ng ballpen, tornilyo, sirang laruan ng kapatid mo, gano'n ha. Nothing fancy, hindi niyo kailangan, gumastos ng mahal. Then since iniba niyo po yung mga materials, iba din yung procedure ninyo. Make your own procedure kasi magkakatalo-talo lang yung grade ninyo dito on how you present your data and how you analyze this data since wala naman po itong guide question. Then just like the two, atin pong dalawang lab, meron din po 'tong oral presentation. However, ito ay mas mahaba, 5 to 10 minutes. Kasi ipapakita niyo dito kung paano niyo binild yung inyong tawag dito, kung paano niyo po binild ang inyong density tower, kung paano niyo hinulog isa-isa, nakadepende sa inyo, as well as the discussion and conclusion. Again, ang pasahan po nito ay kasabay po ng pasa ng formula natin on the day of the finals exam po. Ito po ay group activity din po. Since kayo ay online week next week, depende sa discretion ng leader kung need ba lahat magsama-sama para magawa nito. Or puwede namang halimbawa magkalapit yung dorm ni ganito at ni ganito. Puwedeng sila ang mag-video at magawa ng density tower, ibigay lang nila ang lahat ng information, eh, di the rest yung gagawa ng lab report. Bahala na si leader kung paano niya hahatiin yung workload ninyo. Okey po ba tayo dun, O1? Yes, Kurt?
Ma'am, so isa na lang po ang natitira nating lab experiment, which is ito na lang pong density tower, and projectile motion is hindi na po due to lack of time.
Opo, yes po.
Okay po, thank you po.
Okay. Pero since tatatlo 'to, total of 20% pa din po yung, laboratory natin ha, 20%. Ibig sabihin 6.66% per laboratory experiment. Sa halip na dapat tigpa 5% lang kasi 4, ang nangyari po ay 6.66% each po. Guys, panghatakan niyo ito ng grade ha, so ensure niyo na maayos yung magagawa, maayos yung mape-present yung data niyo kay miss. Okey po ba tayo dun? If you have questions, clarifications, or violent reactions, Sharmel, kindly collect yung mga questions nila, then alam mo na Sharmel, kindly message me sa atin pong group chat. So, I think that's it for today, guys. For those na hindi pa po nakapag-quick breakfast kanina, you may take your late breakfast today. And I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Sharmel, I will see you later kapag kinuha mo